Hey beauties, it's Riri. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the brand new Empress Me skin palette. Alright beauties, before we dive in, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you like what you see, share out the video if you enjoy my content, I would greatly appreciate it, subscribe if you have not yet, and turn on your post notifications, that little bell right down there, so you're notified of future uploads. I have to say, I know I'm always excited, and I genuinely am. But when I very first saw the sneak peek of this palette and this brand new indie brand, I went crazy. So of course I had to have it, but it is the brand new skin palette from Empress Me. It might be Empress. I maybe should have asked that. They are a UK-based indie brand. Before we dive in, and my box is still sealed, I do just want to read part of a conversation that myself and one of the owners had, just to kind of give you guys a little rundown. You guys know my love and admiration for small business, woman-owned brands, indie brands, etc. She said, "Hey lovely, thank you for your kind words. You are the sweetest. I'm really humbled to read your message. A little bit about us. We are run by 3 sisters and based in the UK. We quit our jobs and set up Empress Me. We were bursting with ideas of what we wanted to create. The skin palette was inspired by the various beautiful skin tones we had seen during our travels around the world. We took pictures and color picked certain areas of our subjects' faces to pick colors for our palette. We are big on equality, regardless of one's race, gender, religious beliefs, etc. We are one. That is where the puzzle piece pans come from." And that's honestly what originally intrigued me. And she said, "Hope the above gives you a bit of insight into our brand. If you have any questions, please let me know." And her name is Sadia, and then her sisters are Sabina and Anissa. So thank you, first of all, Sadia, for actually replying back to me. I message a lot of brands, especially indie brands, and say, hey, you know, I'm about to use your product for the first time. Could you give me a little bio or information about yourself? And most of them don't reply, and that's okay. People are busy. So thank you, Sadia, first of all, for replying. You guys know that my mantra, my mission in life is to encourage and to uplift other beauties. I feel like that is my purpose on this earth. So to know their story, to know the mantra, to know their mission, and then to see the actual palette itself, and it's so unique and so beautiful and so different and based on all these beautiful different skin tones, light all the way up to the deepest of deep. I'm blown away. So when I say I'm honored to have this palette, I am honored. So we're going to open it up together. I will say, and we'll caution you guys, this is a $55 or €55 palette. So it cost me 65 USD and shipping. So it was pricey, but I'm all for quality and I'm all for paying for quality of a product. So we're going to dive in. We're going to do some swatches. We'll do a quick eye look. And if you're new here, when I am testing out a brand new brand, a brand new formulation, what I'm looking for is to not create this incredible look. I am trying to see, is the tone that's in the pan the same that is applied to the eyelid? Are they blending well together? Do they stick? Do they get muddy or patchy? Things like that. So we're going to dive in. It is packaged beautifully. We do have a little card here. So it says, "Hey Empress." Okay, this is Empress Me. "Hey Empress, introducing our extraordinarily unique skin palette packed with 24 gorgeous shades set in puzzle piece shaped pans. Empress Me is about unity and inclusivity. Love, love, love. Inspired by some of the most beautiful skin and rarest skinned shades. The skin palette was born as a fun and creative way to illustrate that we are all pieces of this puzzle we call life. Without one piece, life is incomplete." And the palette has 15 velvety soft mattes, 5 silky smooth shimmers, and 4 multi-tone lustrous shimmers. They are vegan, cruelty-free, and paraben-free. And then there's all of their socials. So yeah, when I very first saw the sneak peek of this, I already was like, I have to have that. So yeah, and there's some extra stuff in here. Okay, that's exciting. It's packaged well, and there are packing peanuts as well. And of course, I love this. I love the name. I love the puzzle pieces. I'm just blown away in general. So they did send me some microfine glitter dust, and it looks like we have Enchanted, Raspberry, oh, green and red, Gunmetal, and Charm. Exciting. We're gonna unwrap, but we'll do swatches. We'll do a look. If this happens to get long, y'all know what mama says. Grab your tacos and your tequila. your milk and your cookies, your Doritos, your Cheetos, your Fritos, whatever is your pleasure, and sit back and relax and enjoy the show. I do appreciate your time in advance. I'm going to go ahead and say it is a little larger than I thought it was going to be, which that's fine. So again, I absolutely love the packaging. It feels quite heavy already. I have very high expectations for this. Like, for some reason, I feel like this is going to be my new go-to palette. So I hope I love it as much as I think I'm going to love it. So there's the packaging. Oh my God, it's so much prettier in person, and these pans are massive. So nice full-size mirror. Protective cover. It does fold all the way back, which you guys know I love. And the tonal variety between light and dark, having more mattes than shimmers, I love it. I love the layout, and I think it's such a beautiful and inspirational palette as well. So we're gonna dive into swatches, and then we will do a look. So again, grab your snack or two and bear with Mama today, okay? So first and foremost, we're gonna dive into Chestnut, Sesame, Winter Bloom, and Almond Crunch. Those feel incredibly soft and buttery. Wow. So Chestnut, Sesame, Winter Bloom, and Almond Crunch. And they feel quite creamy, quite satin-like. Ooh. So there are the first 4 shades. All right, next up are Porcelain, Copper Blush, Ultra Fair, and Blush Beige. Oh, that's pretty. Ooh, the texture of their mattes almost remind me of the Natasha Denona formula, like the ones that are like the matte, but like a creamy matte. That's exactly what these remind me of, so BRB. So next up we have Caramel Tint, Terracotta, Elegant, and Empress Me. That black, you guys, is insane, and I love the marbled glitter shades. This little mustard shade right here, Caramel Tint, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. You guys know I love those grungy tones. That is incredibly soft. And that is incredibly black. Wow. That is one of the best blacks upon swatching and actual dimension of the black and richness of the black that I've ever seen. I'm so excited. Okay, BRB. Next up, we have Dynamite, Rose Swirl, Dulce, and Warm Silk. Those marbled shades, y'all, are so dang pretty. And I've had no staining yet, and I'm using a standard, gosh, the metallics are amazing. And I'm just using a standard makeup white. That is those 4. I mean, you guys, these feel like butter. Like, that is insane. All right, next up are Apple Crisp, Shell Pink, Imperial Gold, and Iced Tea. Y'all, if swatches are any indication, which they don't normally mean anything, but if swatches are any indication, I am going to be pretty impressed, I think. And then last but certainly not least, darlings, is Spice Jar, Suede, Oyster, and Flare. I will say the shade Suede right here, it's kind of a bluish purple, is the only one in the entire palette so far that I feel like is slightly drier of a formulation. So again, Spice Jar, Suede, Oyster, and Flare. Spice Jar, Suede, Oyster, and Flare. And you may not be able to see that one too much. It's a little bit lighter than my skin tone. And those are the last 4. All right, beauty. So, of course, very first impressions. Again, I love the packaging. It feels very high quality. It feels heavy. Everything's swatched beautifully. Again, swatches, in my personal opinion, don't mean a thing because they perform differently, obviously, on the lids. But thus far, I love the color story, the layout, of course, their mantra, etc. So I'm quickly going to let you guys know what is on my face, and we're going to dive in. I also think that it's quite ironic that the day I received my puzzle-shaped palette, I also got my puzzle culture box, so this is coming soon as well. But I thought that was kind of cool. So first up, I went in with my Laneige Glowy Makeup Serum. I have my little sample. I love this stuff so much. I went in with my Tarte C Hydroflex Serum Foundation in Medium Tan Sand. This little thing, you guys, I've used it 4 times already, and I think I probably have enough for 1 more application, so my little sample lasted a long time. I did set very lightly with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Powder in shade 2. And I hit pan last week, y'all. I'm so excited. I love this stuff so much. I went in, of course, my new favorite, with my Kosas bronzer in the shade Medium Golden Bronze. Obsessed. I went in with my Jouer highlighter in Molten Glow. And then, of course, I set my eyes with my new Glamlite Icing eye base in Buttercream. So that is what's on my face. We're going to dive in. I think first I'm going to dive into Sesame, which is a softer taupe shade. I'm going to go with a fluffy brush and rock this just lightly in the crease. Yeah, I'm so excited about this palette. I cannot even explain. I don't even remember how I originally saw the palette. I mean, it's been since they very first announced it. I think Kate might have tagged me or something like that, but ever since I saw just the sneak peeks before we even knew what the palette was going to look like, I was like, I am on board with whatever this is. I am on board. I am not getting any kickback thus far. This is a lighter shade though, so we shall see. You're probably not going to see this. I'm honestly just using this as my little transition to help me blend out other shades. Next, I'm going to go into Caramel Tint. Sorry, y'all. I had to. This one has a little bit more kick up in it than the other shade. And I'm going to stay in the crease, but start coming a little bit lower. And you guys know I always fan my shadows out ever so slightly. Oh, that's pretty. And of course, you could go in and use a flat brush and do more of a packing technique, and you'd get obviously more color payoff. I'm trying to keep this shade obviously a little bit lighter. So far blending well. I'm really excited to have this palette. Like very, very excited to have this palette. Like when I look at thought and intention, I'm going into slightly smaller brush, and I'm going to go into, I think copper blush right here. When I think about thought and intention with a brand, I view them now, looking at this especially, and knowing their mantra in the way that I do like Rebel Rouge Labs. I mean, Rebel Rouge Labs, you guys, I've said this time and time again, they don't just say, oh, I'm going to make a 90s palette and then put a couple funny names in it and make it bold and call it 90s. She really is thoughtful and intentional in her naming, her theming, the palette artwork, etc. And I feel like they've honestly nailed that here as well. The thought here, the intention here, the mantra here, the level of inclusion, just everything that they stand for, I am all for sure. So I'm basically just going a little bit smaller with my brush and starting to get a little bit deeper in pigment. I'm going now into a slightly firmer brush, and I'm going to go, I think I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to go with Almond Crunch. And again, there is some kick up. It's not terrible. Ooh, that's really pretty. And I feel like this is a year-long type of palette. Obviously, it's not like, you know, brights and like hot pinks and things like that. It's not a pastel type of palette, but I think there's a beautiful blend of warm and cool tones in here. You could go quite light and quite natural, or you could really grunge it up. You could really deepen it up with the black, soften it and blend it out, of course, with the porcelain shade. I love this palette so far. Oh, that is so pretty. And I don't know anyone else that has this palette, nor have I seen any types of reviews or anything like that. So I'm intrigued to go and watch some reviews when I'm done with my own, if there are any out there yet. Yeah, definitely everything is blending well. I don't see anything kind of clinging, sticking, or becoming patchy at all. I'm going to go into a smaller brush and go right back into the Almond Crunch and follow that down to the bottom lash line. And I'm definitely going to try to build this up just a little bit. Obviously, because everything else I've gone in kind of more with a soft hand and a fluffy brush. And just so we can see, you know, can you really build them up? And I believe you absolutely can. Oh yeah, that's really beautiful. I'm going to go back in with that original brush and go back into caramel tint ever so slightly. I just feel like I want a little bit more of a peekaboo of the yellow kind of coming through. Okay, I'm going to do it. I have to. I'm going to go into the black, which is called Elegant. This, like I said, with swatches, oh my gosh, you guys. Just based on swatches, holy crap. Yeah, this is literally one of the best blacks I've ever used. That is insanity. And of course, I will let you guys know. I'll have a pinned comment or put a comment in my description box letting you know, wearability. You guys know blendability and long wearability are the most important things to me in purchasing a palette and or recommending a palette to you guys. And I've said this time and time again. I'd rather spend, you know, the extra money and have a formula that I know is going to stay on my lids the entire day versus spending $3 or $4 on a palette and working and spending time. Time is the most important thing in the entire world to me. I don't want to sit in here, spend time doing my eyeshadow, and then 10 minutes later, there's nothing on my lids. Okay. Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm going to add a little bit more of that kind of raspberry shade and blend that in with the black. Oh, you guys, I am loving this so far. Wow. Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, so far impressed, you guys. Oh, I love it. For my lid color, I think I have to go with the Imperial Gold. I just have to. I'm gonna put that in the center of the lid. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. And I always use my fingers for metallic shimmer shades. You can also go in with a flat packing or shader type brush, a flat concealer brush. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. And I think I'm gonna go into Winter Bloom. That is the really pretty kind of icy shade with the little speckles in it. Whoa, oh my God. Oh, that's pretty. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty. I'm gonna get one with that little brush just so I can get a little bit more precise. And I'm also gonna put this on the inner corner and to the lower lash line ever so slightly. Oh, okay, that is really, really beautiful. I cannot wait for you to see it up close. I'm going back in with Imperial Gold, just a touch to make sure there's no harsh lines. Oh, you guys, this is gorgeous. I'm so excited. And then I'm going to go into Ultra Fair. Hopefully it doesn't mess up the look. I don't think that it will. But I want to go into the Ultra Fair and use that right under the brow. Alright guys, I am going to throw on some eyeliner and some mascara and then I will be RB. Alright beauties, we are back. I went in with my Colourpop gel liner in the shade Charmer. It's like a beautiful plummy shade. My mascara is Maybelline Sky High. I went in and lined my lips with Gerard Cosmetics lip pencil in Mudslide and then popped the Jason Wu Biscotti in the center. I love this look so much. Is it definitely more fall? Yes, yes it is. Do I care? No, no I don't. Thoughts. I am thoroughly impressed by this palette. Again, I love the packaging, I love the theming, I love the name, I love the puzzle piece shaped pans, I like that it has a larger mirror, I do like that it folds all the way back, I love the tonal variation between light, mid-tone, and deep. I think it is a very inclusive palette. I love what the brand stands for and their mantra, and the quality is impeccable. Would highly, highly recommend. I will, of course, use this again. I definitely want to test out the shade Suede and kind of play with that one as well, just because that one was, again, slightly drier than the rest of them, in my opinion. Otherwise, though, everything's swatched beautifully. It's performing well on the lids. And, of course, I will update you guys in the description box or in a pinned comment and let you know how long it lasted on my eyes. So I love this palette. I think it is incredible. I think that if you did order it, I know, again, it's a little bit more pricey, but I think if you ordered it, it is definitely up there with very high-end prestige formulations that I have tried in the past, so I do not think you would be disappointed. Let's get up close and personal, and I'll bid you adieu. All right, beauties, that is it. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to come and watch. If you do like this video, please don't forget to thumbs it up. Share it out if you enjoy the content. I love you, beauties. Stay happy, healthy, and safe, and be your own best beautiful. Bye, beauties.